Okay, cool. Well, I'll introduce myself really quick. Hello, everybody. My name is Billy Sarge. I just assumed a new role here at St. Henry District High School up in Northern Kentucky. My role this school year is partnering with Reeves, who was presenting earlier with Joel Ford on the letter recommendation session we did earlier. Chris and I are both the junior senior counselors here. We're doing an alpha split. The first 7 years, I was in charge of enrollment and the junior counselor. So I'm looking forward to this new role that I have here, and want to welcome you all to our session.
Awesome. I'll go next. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jasmine Drinkard. I am the past president of Kentucky ACAC, former school counselor as of February. I started a new journey with a new position in Jefferson County Public Schools as a employee resource manager for the Department of Diversity, Equity, and Poverty. So specifically in D&I work, I work with all JCPS employees, including counselors, to provide resources.
And I'll go last. My name's Joel Ford. I am a school counselor at Connor High School in Hebron, Kentucky. If you drive to the other side of the greater Cincinnati airport, from where Billy is at St. Henry, you'll get to my high school. I'm also a former president, 17, 18, I think, maybe somewhere in there, former president of Kentucky ACAC as well.
So our session today is talking about the importance of being able to get involved within Kentucky ACAC. But also in addition to that, I mean, I guess I just want to add as well, there's a lot of other, membership organizations that are out there that do support us and we support them. And the idea of continuing to just find ways to be able to get outside of those four walls called an office, your school, and to be able to try to really get out there, because the more that you get the chance to be able to be outside your building, that information you can be able to bring into your students, it's just not only beneficial to you, but you're really doing it for them. The more that you continue to communicate and work with just the people in your building, that's as far as that you will ever go. And I can tell you that where I am professionally, it would not be without these people that are on the panel and a lot of other people in this organization. So if you're new to this organization, first time being on CCIE, there is a lot of opportunities for you to be able to get involved, and we really need this to be an effort among many of us, not just a few of us.
I would say definitely don't take for granted all of your interactions with people in the college industry. Um, I can say, just like uh, I can concur with Billy, that I'm here a lot. A lot of it has to do with connections with people in the organization. But before I was even in the organization, um, I got to know Western Kentucky's recruitment person, which was Allie at that time, and I was a brand new school counselor at Moore here in JCPS, and she was literally coming in to just do a campus visit. And there sparked a conversation. And so from that, she invited me to attend some Kentucky ACAC events. And then from there, it just kind of flourished. So I would encourage you to not to make time for your college reps when they come into your schools. I know, especially right now during COVID, there's all types of restrictions regarding visitors in your schools. How long they can stay, how many kids they can see. But I would really encourage you as school counselors on here to make an effort to get to know your college admissions counselors, and be brutally honest with them about, about what it looks like to meet with your students in your building. Don't take for granted that relationship. I know that we're all bombarded by emails, but I would encourage you to reply back to some emails that you get from some college reps if they reach out to you trying to connect with your students in your school. So, don't take for granted those small interactions of emails or school visits and things like that.
So I would just remind everyone, the nice thing about Kentucky ACAC is, if there's another one, I can't think of it. I mean, this is the one setting where high school counselors and college admissions representatives are in the same room at the same time, right? So if you're doing post-secondary counseling, these are the people on the college side that you need to get connected with and you need to know. If it can sound daunting to get involved, right? I'm an introvert, self-admitted introvert. I don't like crowds, that kind of thing. So the idea of going to a conference and interacting with people at one level is kind of scary, right? And I can remember the first time or two just going and attending sessions and then going to the social and just being like, whoa, this is too much input, that kind of thing. And one of the easiest ways to get involved for me was taking a position on the board, right? We had a secondary at-large representative. So now I'm getting involved, more of a baby step for me. I'm getting more, personal interaction. And that caused a lot of growth for me, because then moving on to the presidential cycle and just having to interact with lots of people and just developing that skill set for me personally. And then the opportunities with that, I mean, from meeting people all across the country, being in the halls of Congress and advocating for school counselors and for post-secondary support. It like Jasmine used the word flourish. It just flourished. And the one nice thing about this organization, when you get connected to folks professionally, they're some of my best friends. And it's because of this organization and taking those baby steps.
Yeah, and I think, the one question is, we talk about the importance of getting involved, but a lot of people are like, how do I do that? What are the ways to be able to do that? And our website, first of all, just so you know, it's not Kayak, it's Kentucky ACAC as a way to say our organization name. You can be able to go to the website, and actually on the front page of the website, it talks about different committees that are out there for you to be able to get involved. And it gives you opportunities to be able to reach out to the people that are overseeing those committees. And one of the things that's really exciting as well is that, and Jasmine, I was going to ask you maybe if you might be able to talk a bit more about this, because I know that you were discussing this at the last meeting we had a while back, the special interest groups that we're starting as well, which is another thing that has really been booming. We've had a lot of people that are like, I want to be able to start one. They've heard about it. They want to know who to be able to contact. So that's another way to be able to get involved. Jasmine, do you mind speaking on that a little bit?
No, not at all. I think it was maybe last year. Yes. When I was current president, we actually, a couple members came to me expressing an interest in starting an African American affinity group. So there's all different types of names. I think under NATCAC, we kind of use the term special interest group. Another term would be affinity group. In my position right now, I'm charged with starting employee resource groups, but essentially they all do the same thing regarding providing safe spaces for people who have things in common as it may relate to their race, religion, gender, sexuality, environment in which they grew up, whether their parents are not, or and so forth. And so that has been a really good way for people to kind of get connected with Kentucky ACAC. There is room to grow more groups, and part of that is really, I think a lot of that has come out of the need to connect, that kind of started with everyone being home virtually quarantining. But that is a way to get connected as well. And then if you were to go to a NATCAC conference, all of the special interest groups are also highly involved at that level as well. They have their own events at the NATCAC conferences, in seminars, and so forth. So I would also stress, I can speak from the perspective of a school counselor. Definitely attending, how you can get involved. CCIE, this is definitely the first place to get connected. If nothing else, then to see the faces of the people you need to know, and to get up to date information of kind of what's going on in the college industry. Even though we know that a lot of things are changing minute by minute, as we're navigating COVID and all of that as well. Next to CCIE, I would really encourage you to sign up and attend our state conference, which Billy is planning. I can tell you the best times I have had. The greatest connections to people, as well as where I've gotten the most amount of knowledge in learning what it takes to be a great school counselor, how to write letters of recommendations, how to plan a college fair, how to navigate this space. Specifically as a woman in this profession, or as a Black woman in this profession, has all of that has started at the state conference. So I would encourage you to attend a state conference. Next, I would encourage you to attend a NACAC conference. There are funds available through grants and things like that to attend both of the conferences, and we can talk a little bit more about that if there's an interest. But NACAC just kind of took it to a whole new level. Our state conference that Billy's planning, that we have every year, is a really good informational piece for if you're new to the job, or even if you've been here 10 years and you need to go back to the basics of what you need to know in regards to college planning. That's where you can go and get that information. NACAC takes it really to a global level. I don't even want to say national, simply because there's actually an international ACAC. And so you have people from around the world that you can learn from as well. That's where I first learned about what the process is for a student if they do want to attend a college abroad. So I would encourage you to attend NatCAC as well. That's also where you can get information on different platforms that you can use to help you manage your workload as well. So there's tons of vendors that also attend outside of college people that can help you better wrangle and get a grasp on how to manage your workload, because on the school counselor side, workload is immense, so definitely getting tips on how to do that is very useful. And then last, we talked about CCIE, we talked about the affinity groups, we talked about the state conference, I've talked about NACAC, is the board and committees. All of those events require planning, and all of us who are sitting here have been on those planning committees. And honestly, that has probably been that's created the fondest memories for me of getting to know my fellow Kentucky ACAC members and board members. But it's also helped deepen my communication skills, my planning skills, and things like that I was able to take back to the school building to be a better school counselor, to plan better parent nights, to plan better college fairs as well. And then one more thing, I know I feel like I'm talking a lot, but parent nights, that kind of came up. Um, Kentucky ACAC is a great way to be connected with college admission staffs. And if you're a school counselor and you're running your parent night, you're doing it completely wrong. So I would encourage you to build relationships with college admission reps, and partner with them to inform your parents on the FAFSA process, the recommendation process, the application process. I can tell you I've not met one college admissions counselor that has said, well, I'm only going to come and talk about my school. Everyone who is involved with this affiliate is about getting every kid to college. And if it's not their college, that's okay with them. All right. Okay. That's where that partnership comes into play. But the goal is to definitely get students to that level if that's what they want. So, again, as a school counselor, I would encourage you, get to know your reps, Many of them already have presentations ready on scholarships, on recommendation writing, on FAFSA, and utilize them to help you do your work as well.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback on that, I've got a parent night next week, our department, and we've got three of our college friends that are coming that will do the majority of the talking. And what it does is it adds legitimacy to what you would tell them. Oh, but now the college person is verifying what you said. It shows that you are connected to the college side. And then when you build those relationships, this happens a lot. If your student goes to a college visit on the campus and they run into their admissions representative, and they'll be like, "Oh, you go to such and such school, Mr. Sarge," or, "Oh, is Mr. Inkard your counselor?" Okay, and now that connection is made, right? And that's what it's about, is getting our kids connected. So if we can get our kids connected through our connection in this organization, that just helps them. Okay. So I know all of us either are on the board or have been on the board. So obviously we know the benefits of this organization, but we all started just coming to an event, coming to CCIE, somebody sitting down and saying hello to us. And then we've gone from that to where we are now. So I would just say, if we can do it, absolutely anybody can get involved. All we need you to do is just reach out and ask.
The jump off of what Joel just said, like, if we can do it, then you can. I came from the college side, and working in college admissions for about 9 years, I'll be honest with you, it was a little bit easier for me to get involved because the job was really get out there. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they have you do. I've been a high school counselor. I'm starting my 8th year, and I'll just be honest, the first couple of years, it was really tough for me to really try to figure out ways to be able to get out of the building. You have 3 counselors here, Jasmine, Joel, and myself. We're involved. So it is possible. It's a matter of you also having that conversation with your administrators and making sure that they know what the importance is of you being in the building. But this organization gives you other things to be able to present to them, to tell you how much more valuable of an employee you will be to your administrator, but also how much of a better counselor you'll be to your students as well. So just letting you all know, counselors, if you're hearing this and you're brand new or you've been in it for a while, I'm telling you, this virtual experience is cool, but when you get a chance to hang out with us in person and be involved in other ways, you are going to enjoy what you do even more so. Avery, what do you got for us?
Well, so I think we're gonna wait for everyone else to return from the other session that's taking place right now. I know Trinity has some things she wants to say. She has the link, and she has asked me to wait for the closing video that you're going to present for everyone to return. So if that concludes this session and nobody has any questions, maybe we just take another 5-minute intermission and reconvene at 12:30. Cool.
Yeah, and I think, just so you know, it's really not a video, it's me really talking.
Okay. That's fine.
Billy Sarge live.
Yeah, it's not pre-recorded. We're going live with it. So
I'm just going off of the schedule that's on this front page here. But
no, you're good. I talked to Trinity, so I just want to make sure. So cool. Yeah, we'll come back in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, sounds good. So we will reconvene at 12:30. I will check in with Trinity and see how their session's going, and I will drop in on that too. Cool. But I will see everyone in about 3 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Billy Sarge breaking the rules.
The story of my life, right? Yeah.
How's conference planning going?
It's been good. Yeah, I was gonna share a little bit with people about that. Thing. Yeah, you steal my thunder, Joel. What are you doing, man?
I just asked a question.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I'll mention that here, but no, it's going really well. I'm excited about it. It's cool.
I feel kind of bad. Today's wear red day at Connor. So I wore red.
Rocking the Western, yeah.
But I didn't think like that just offends every other college in Kentucky. Whoops.
Right. Yeah. No, it's we actually started a casual Fridays. So at the school, so like I'm rocking the NACAC polo today.
It's funny it's also picture day here.
Oh, nice.
So I had to pack a sweater, throw on the sweater real quick so I could look halfway decent for the yearbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that reminds me. I am working on getting things together with that plaque we talked about.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So just stay tuned. Yeah.
Speaking of plaques, Joel Ford, I still have your plaque for him.
That's what it was.
Not what it was. It's literally, I'm literally moving offices right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
the whole question centered around the fact that we ordered prom shoes for my daughter that were lost in the mail for months.
Oh no.
So I'm like paranoid that things are getting lost in the mail now. And like she'd already graduated and it was this summer, and then the prom shoes just showed up on the doorstep one day. And we're like, well, good thing we went back out and got some different prom shoes because, you know, we don't need these now.
If I was smart, I would have brought them last night and given it to Billy so that he could have brought it to you.
Yeah, no, I didn't even. I'm
just paranoid about the mail.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is I should just drive there and bring it to you so that you can know for sure that you have it.
I mean, at one point the post office told me it was on a trailer somewhere here in Hebron, like of just a trailer full of mail. And so I'm just imagining like people's bills and like, you know, birthday gifts and whatever, and my daughter's prom shoes all just sitting on this trailer. So
were the prom shoes magic ruby slippers?
No, but they were nice and sparkly. I mean,
oh, cool.
They would have been nice.
David, I love your Captain America in the background.
I noticed that too.
Oh, yeah, that was one of those deals you could slide on in the snow. We called them a snowflake. A long time ago. This is they're plastic ones now. This was a metal one, and my dad painted it that way. So that's really old, and he fed my delusions when I was very young, and it's like a thing that was in the basement forever. And I decided, I'm just going to bring it out and put it on display.
Joel, it sounds like you had a pretty amazing dad.
It's true. It is true. Absolutely. I was admiring every time I see Joel in one of these deals, I admire all the Star Wars memorabilia up there.
Well, and what's interesting is that's all been, with the exception of a couple of things, everything's pretty much been gifted over the years, and I just don't throw anything away. So now it looks like I just have a room full of toys, which really I do, but.
Okay, so it looks like they're just finishing up right now. They're sharing the links with everyone to get back in here. I would like to mention I dropped the feedback link in the chat, so please do use that to give feedback to anyone. It's really about anything. It could be about colleges, it could be about the format of the webinar, whatever feedback you feel like providing us. I'm sure Trinity would appreciate it. Again, I mean, you guys can just continue chatting. We'll wait for them to get into this session before we begin the closing remarks from Billy. If there's anything else you guys would like to mention too at the end here, feel free. Or like I said, if you have Q&A from the attendees, please drop them in now so we can answer your questions. Okay, it looks like we are getting everyone finally joining back. Perfect. Good to hear, Trinity. And I would like to take this time to thank all of the amazing panelists, all the amazing speakers that shared their stories with everyone today. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share with us. And also thank you to all the attendees. I'm sure this is who this is for. That's why these people are doing this. So thank you very much for joining us on this long one big session webinar. I do believe everyone is back here, so I will give the floor to Billy to finish it up.
Awesome. Avery, thank you so much. Again, for those of you that were not a part of the how to get involved session we had earlier, my name is Billy Sarge, and I forgot to mention this. I'm actually president-elect of Kentucky Association for College Admissions Counseling, Kentucky ACAC. First thing I want to say really quick, thank you, Trinity Walsh, and also her team, her committee that she put together to be able to make the CCIE possible. I know a lot of work went into it, and actually was talking to her after school hours yesterday about this. So thank you, Trinity, for everything that you do for this organization, but also for this CCIE today. Coming up here soon, we're going to be having the Kentucky ACAC Conference. We're excited to have this back in person. We are planning for this to be an in-person event. We're actually going to be bringing it back to Northern Kentucky. If you want to go ahead and get out your iPhones or your Androids or get your calendar out and mark this down, Thursday, March the 24th and Friday, March the 25th, 2022, it will be held up here in Northern Kentucky. We're still working on a lot of the details with rooms and all that type of stuff. We're working with the hotel right now about that. We're looking forward to a really fun social. A lot of great sessions are being planned as well. So please make sure that you let your principals know and your directors and VPs. You won't be in the office those 2 days. You're gonna be hanging out with us. Thank you to Jasmine Drinkard and her team. They had done a lot of the planning for this conference already. Unfortunately, we were not able to have it when they were doing the planning for it. So a lot of the things that they had done already has made my job a lot easier with this. So again, shout out to Jasmine and her committee that she had back then to be able to plan this conference. And we're, like I said, we're in the final stages of getting that ready and sent out to you all. CCIE, for me, has really been like the kickoff to the recruitment year. I know that we've already been doing things for about 4-6 weeks for some of us, but it's really good a chance to be able to work with all of you, network with you all during CCIE. Again, we know this is a virtual experience, but to be able to have all you here with us today is really what is getting all these admissions reps and us as counselors ready to be able to work with you all. So again, thank you for everybody that's been a part of this today. I really want to stress the importance for our organization in being able to have a voice and being able to work with our students to be able to make the access easier for them. That's what the purpose of this organization is. And you had this mentioned earlier in the CCIE last evening. Amy and then also Johnny Johnson from Transylvania University and I met with CEO Angel Perez from NACAC. And it really got me hyped and ready to come in and work today and get things rolling for all the committees with Kentucky ACAC and get ready for our conference. We talked about the importance of our voice being heard at the national level. And in order for that to be able to happen, if you're tuning into CCIE right now and you're not a member of Kentucky ACAC, that's a problem. You need to be able to join this organization so we can be able to continue to communicate with you. If you have trouble trying to join this organization because of administrators or anything, please let one of us in the organization know on the board or one would be more than happy to be able to, if we can, meet with them in person or even get a chance to be able to talk to them on the phone. And also NACAC as well, Kentucky ACAC members. Being a member of our organization is not enough. You need a little bit more, and being a member of NACAC is also important. It allows us to be able to have more voices, to be able to go ahead and speak at the national conference, which is going to be coming up as well. So please try to join both organizations if you've not had a chance to do that already. We did a session earlier about getting involved in Kentucky ACAC. don't be shy, don't be nervous, and don't feel like that you have so much going on in your school that you don't have a time to get involved. However much or however little time that you can be able to give is what this organization really is all about and what we really need. And if you get involved in Kentucky ACAC, it's actually going to make it easier to feel more comfortable, be able to join things at the national level. We've been really blessed to have a lot of our members do things at the national level, sitting on boards, different committees and things, and they bring that stuff back to us to make us as an organization work better. So please consider getting involved if you can. In a couple of weeks, there's, I think, close to almost 30 of us from the Kentucky affiliate that's going to be flying out to Seattle for the national conference out there, which is September 22nd through the 25th. I know it's probably short notice if you have not already signed up to attend that conference, but if you can, we would love to be able to have you out there. We will get the chance to be able to meet up as an affiliate out there. We'll be sending out emails and you'll see things in the program booklet of where to be able to meet up. So just want to let you know we have that coming around as well. Other than that, that is all that I have to say. I just again want to thank everybody that has made this the CCIE possible. Avery, thank you so much for facilitating this, the sessions and everything like that. We really do appreciate you. Last thing is to all of our college admissions reps, if you're able to leave the office and visit us at the schools, safe travels everywhere that you go. Counselors in the schools and also college reps, continue to stay healthy and stay blessed. Thank you.